It's been a minute. Hey everyone.
Yeah, it's been a little bit since we've been on.
Um, my co-host decided to take a little trip to the countryside,
Well, actually, we
lakeside.
yeah,
He decided to go gone fishing is a way to say is a way to describe it.
a little vacation.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm still stuck here in good old Waco, Texas.
Oof.
Oh yeah.
You should have gone somewhere too.
I know I should have. I should have taken a vacation.
You should have.
I'm taking a mini vacation. Yeah.
Yeah.
I said that for
Well,
Christmas.
I see you're wearing what is that Texas State Bobcat shirt?
Yeah. Almost went to college there. Still might. Not ruling out any possibility.
I mean, it looks nice. It looks
Yeah.
comfy.
Yeah, it is very comfortable. But yeah, so there's obviously a lot for us to talk about.
Yeah.
We missed a whole week of college football
We
action,
missed the whole week of college football, so
and
we gotta we gotta regroup here.
y'all obviously already knew what happened, so we can't like talk about the week we missed. We're just gonna talk about now what we can talk about now.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
so
let's
yeah,
start off with let's talk about Texas and Arkansas.
um,
Um,
really close game.
it was, and if I were a Razorback fan this week, I'd be so ticked off. I mean, they had so many opportunities to win the game. Um, Taylon Green, Arkansas starting quarterback, he had a couple of turnovers. He had a pick. He had an interception on his first drive of the game. He threw into double coverage, and then Arkansas kind of got going late, but Texas got a fumble recovery as Arkansas was driving down the field. It was 13-10, and then um, Texas scored a late touchdown to make it 20-10 to basically kind of ice it.
Yeah, Ewers had a pair of touchdowns to his receiver Golden. I can't even remember the dude's first name.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but Arkansas had every opportunity to go in and
yeah.
they had every opportunity to go do horns down or whatever. I mean, they just they couldn't finish. And then for Texas, they did what good teams do. They win regardless of the circumstance.
Yeah. Well, I think like what a lot of teams like Kentucky and A&M, their Texas's two remaining opponents. I think what they're going to see is Arkansas put a lot of pressure on Quinn Ewers. Ewers was sacked a good amount, especially there in the third and fourth quarter. They only rushed three people, and they were able to get to him. So, um, I think
That
Arkansas.
Texas O line is definitely a concern going forward if you're a Longhorn fan.
Right. But also the run game for Texas, I think, is a big advantage because they can run the football pretty well.
Yeah, a Conley alumni's running the ball for them right now. So
Yeah, Wisner and then Jaden Blue.
yeah, he's probably not going to claim Conley. He went to DeSoto his last year, but
Yeah.
he,
Well,
he was there for 3 years.
and then for Arkansas, um, I think for Sam Pittman, I think he needs to win these next two games because they're not even bowl eligible yet. They're 5-5, I believe, and so if they want to get to the bowl game, they gotta win. They gotta win one more game. But I think for Sam, I think for Coach Pittman, I think he needs to win these next two. But I don't know if he's going to be able to win these
I
next
don't
two.
even know if he'll keep his job at the end of the year when it's all
Yeah,
said and done.
right.
I think Arkansas is going to be looking for a new coach pretty soon.
Well, and what's disappointing is that I thought Arkansas was going to be pretty good because Taylon Green, I believe, was a transfer coming from Boise State. Um, And from the season, what I've seen from him, I mean, he's a 6'6", tall quarterback. He's like 210 pounds. I mean, he's a big guy and he can run too. He's
He's a
pretty
gifted
athletic.
athlete, has a gifted frame,
Yeah,
great God given ability, but
yeah,
obviously the talent around him, or he is folding.
Right.
Either his talent around him is not good enough, or he is not performing.
Yeah. Well, in Arkansas's offensive line also, I kind of think has had some issues this year too, because they haven't been able to block. They haven't been able to block as well as they needed to.
You know, they also lost one of their best playmakers on the ground, Rocket Sanders.
Well, he
Um,
transferred to South
yeah,
Carolina.
yeah, he transferred to South Carolina. Their run game is not as good,
Yeah.
so they're obviously not able to play as complement. They're not able to run the ball as much as they'd like.
Yeah. Right. And I mean, they really only have one primary receiver, Armstrong, on the outside. That's basically their primary receiver. So they don't have a ton of weapons to use to their disposal. So it's kind of like,
Yeah,
you know, where
it's
they go
not the
from here?
days of the ground and pound offense that Arkansas used to have
Right.
with Darren McFadden and Peyton Hillis and all those other ones.
Right. Yeah. Well, it was a really good win for Texas. I believe they're tied for first place in the SEC. Like I said, Arkansas is 5-5, and so we'll see how both these teams play out. Obviously, Texas has a. I would say Texas has kind of a trap game at home against Kentucky because
Mm-hmm.
I mean Kentucky. If you don't come ready prepared for Kentucky, you could drop that one for sure.
They've given everybody some problems this year.
Yeah, they I think should have beaten Georgia in my opinion, and then they beat Ole Miss on the road too.
Yeah, the SEC is such a wacky conference this year. You don't really know who's the best this year
Right, right.
because Georgia can go and lose to Ole Miss, and then Georgia can go and beat Tennessee, which we're actually
Right.
going to cover the next game. So
Hmm.
let's get to that.
Yeah. Well,
So
um, speaking of that, um, even though Arkansas was close to pulling the upset, they couldn't quite. But Kansas, they were
oh
able to pull off an upset.
yeah,
How about that?
something that they should have been where BYU was this year.
They should have been, yeah.
Definitely a different season than what they had in playing.
Yeah.
But Lance Leopold is a very good coach
Hmm.
um, for the Kansas Jayhawks. He obviously turned around a bottom feeder in college football into a contender.
Yeah. Well, what I'm surprised about is that well, I think what I'm mostly shocked is how far Kansas dropped from last. I mean, last year. I mean, they were. I mean, the past 2 years they were really good. I mean, they were winning
Yeah,
some big ball games, and this year they couldn't quite piece things together. Um, but
injuries, lots of other stuff.
but I think for BYU too. I think kind of they were. I think it was the same like situation as Miami was because remember when Miami, you know, they won all they were 9-0, but most of those wins were like come back from behind wins. It was kind
Yeah,
of it's been kind of the same story for BYU too. I mean,
they've
they
just
had
been surviving. Yeah,
yeah. And I
they
mean,
barely beat Baylor.
yeah.
Um,
Well, and they came off that emotional win against Utah.
to be fair, though, one of their best wins of this season is a blowout at Kansas State
Yeah.
Manhattan. Golly, can't speak.
Yeah. No, that's a big win. Kansas State's been pretty good.
I think BYU should be in
Yeah.
the playoff unless they completely piss the bed.
Well, and I think they're going to win the rest of their schedule too. I think they finished 11-1 and I think they clinch a spot in the Big 12 championship
Hmm
eventually.
And who they're playing is you know prime time and his guys.
Yeah. Yeah. No, they have a really good chance at making the Big 12 champion. I mean, who would have thought we would have been talking about BYU and potentially Colorado playing for a Big 12 championship?
In Arizona State, man,
Yeah.
they played
Right.
really well.
Yeah.
Sam Levitt and Cam Scatterbro.
Mhm.
and I believe Scatterbo leads all of running backs in receiving yards
Really,
this season.
that's pretty good.
Yeah, he's the Christian McCaffrey of football, college football right now.
That's funny.
Hmm.
Well, and this is BYU's. This is the remaining schedule. They have Arizona State, and then they have Houston. Very winnable games, but like you said, Arizona State's been playing pretty good the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think Arizona State could go and get that win, or it could really go either way.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Right.
hopefully, their BYU quarterback, can pull
Yeah.
something off.
Right. And then Colorado, they play Kansas, so they'll definitely be on high alert because they know what they did to BYU. And then Oklahoma State hasn't done anything this year, so are they still winless in Big 12 play?
I could not tell you. Let me check.
Oklahoma State.
Dude, it'd be crazy if they were.
Let's see standings. Yep, they're 0-7 in conference play.
Man, obviously, I don't know who's to blame, but
I don't know.
it's not Mike Gundy. I don't think it's his fault.
No. If you think he's gonna get fired, I don't know what world you're living in. He's not. He's been there since like
He is a
2005.
classic. He is one of the greatest modern coaches we've had
Yeah,
in a long time.
Mr. Mullet Man.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
No,
That famous speech from Coach Gundy when he was 10 years ago.
you gotta get the visor. You gotta get that newspaper article. You gotta have a podium too. I'm a man. I'm 40. Don't come after the 18-year-old. Come after the 20. Come after the 40-year-old man.
Don't come after these student athletes.
Bro, dude, just imagine if NIL existed back then.
Well, it did. Just
That would be crazy.
it wasn't exactly legal.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, that's why poor Reggie Bush lost his Heisman.
Well, and then he
He
regained.
got it back. Yeah.
Yeah. Now he's in the Nissan Heisman house. It took him long enough.
Yeah, I saw the commercial with it. It is like he was unfrozen.
Yeah.
It's like Mariah Carey every Christmas season.
Yeah.
He's not screaming to break the glass like Mariah Carey is.
Yeah. Right. Well, Oregon, man, did they dodge a bullet against Wisconsin?
Wisconsin played their brand of football.
They gave them a big time fight. They gave them more than what Oregon thought they were going to be.
And the Oregon's, I think,
They're vulnerable. I mean, every team I think is vulnerable, but
every team this year, more than ever, is they have more weaknesses now than ever.
yeah,
If you want to get an upset, you get it late in the season when the team's banged up.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
This is your chance as a team to, if you haven't really accomplished anything significant in this season, this is your chance to go make a statement. Go cement your legacy,
yeah,
if you will.
yeah. Well, I mean, and for those teams who haven't gotten to a bowl game yet, they still, I mean, if they have a big time matchup against a top 15 team, they pull off the upset. That could shake some things.
Yeah.
Of
course. And Oregon's remaining schedule, they have Washington.
Yeah, I'm talking, but
That could be a close game.
yeah, I'm talking, but I don't want to jinx anything. I think Oregon probably finishes the regular season at least 12-0.
That doesn't make any sense. Are they 11-0 or 10-0?
I believe they're 10-0.
Don't you play 12 games?
Mm-hmm. Well, there's 2 more games in the regular season right now.
I'm so confused because it shows on the ESPN that all they play is
Oregon?
Washington. Yeah,
Washington?
it says that's the only game they have left.
That can't be right. Hang on. That can't be right.
ESPN might be bugging.
I don't know, because... Oh, wait.
Oh,
They play Washington, and then they have a TBD.
who's their TBD? They're supposed to be in conference play still.
What
You gonna go to school for the blind the last week? Why is it TBD? You should know who you're playing at this point.
I love
What is
it.
the AD doing in his office?
What's he gonna watch?
He forget to schedule a game?
What's Dan Lanning gonna watch film on?
You
Bro,
gonna watch it on
that's crazy.
who they gonna what Big Ten what random Big Ten opponent are they gonna play?
Dude, did you just hear your voice crack? You're like,
Oh my goodness, I was laughing so hard.
what opponent do they play? That's what you sounded like. Oh, guys, we love having fun on this. Oh my gosh.
TBD. Okay, well.
TBD?
Whenever Oregon figures out who they want to play, whoever that is.
Bro.
Or did they play whoever they played? They are. I think Washington is gonna give them a close game.
Yeah.
But then
I don't even know what to say right now.
TBD might kick their butt. Who knows?
TBD might kick their butt. Who knows? I don't know.
I don't have voice crack there.
No, you voice cracked like 5-10 times. Bro, you're trying to
puberty.
You're
I'm 18. I'm going, and then it goes again.
Okay, we are getting so off track right now. Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness, this will be good for the clips later.
Yes, this will be hilarious.
Clip it. No, I'm just kidding.
Bro. Oh. We should pull out our voice cracks.
Voice cracks are going crazy right now.
No, we should talk about the Cowboys in our voice cracks.
Oh no.
That'd be perfect.
let's move over to the Georgia and Tennessee game.
Yeah, let's not being distracted.
Because that's obviously a game that needs to be covered.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, congratulations to Georgia.
They finally won a big game. How about that?
And they beat a top 10 team. Wow.
You know, that was their first big win since what, Texas?
Yeah. And guess what? Carson Beck, he didn't lose in the game. He didn't have that many turnovers.
Man, talk about efficiency.
Yeah. And they were able to run the football really well too.
Yep. Carson Beck even ran a little.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to talk about efficient, 25 completions, 347 and 2 touchdowns.
That's really good. And
25 for 40.
Yeah. And then Carson Beck, one of his touchdowns was a rushing touchdown. Nate Frazier, their running back, he had a touchdown. And then
I don't even know who Nate Frazier is.
Huh?
What happened to all their? They just find these, like, I know these guys are probably like 4 or 5 star recruits, but like I don't even know who these people are. They just like keep on.
You just keep popping up on the roster.
They just they go for 150 a touchdown a week.
Nobody knows their first name.
Nobody knows who they are. Like everybody knows who Trevor Etienne is, and Nate Frazier.
Well, however you know who Dylan Sampson is, right? For
Yeah, I know who Dylan Sampson is. Dylan Sampson cooked Alabama.
Yeah, he's a monster. Well, and then Nico, I'm gonna try and say his name right. Imaliava. Is that how you say it?
Nico Imolaviava.
Nico Imaliava. Yeah.
I have no clue. But Nate Frazier, I haven't heard of him because he is a freshman.
Oh, and he didn't look like a freshman that night.
No, he didn't. But he's a freshman. And unbeknownst to me, he's rushed for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns. Like, he's from Compton, California.
Hmm. And he averaged around 3.6 yards, basically per carry, I think.
I don't even know where this dude came from. Like,
Yeah.
Georgia, like, they're a plug and fill type of a team, and, next man up mentality, I guess.
Right. Well, and I think their tight end, or I think it was the receiver Delp. He had 2 touchdowns.
Yep. That was a
So,
good game for them.
yeah.
But I've
Yeah.
always known Georgia for their defense.
Mhm.
And their
Yeah.
defense definitely stepped up that game. Definitely rattled the freshman quarterback.
They pretty much shut Tennessee's offense down in the second
They shut
half.
down Nico. I can't pronounce his last name.
Imaliava. Imaliava.
Ilaviava.
Yeah. Imaliava.
We're not going to try to pronounce his name. We're both from Texas. We suck at English.
I can say it.
You can say it.
I mean, I mean, I mean,
No,
Wait,
you-
wait. No, I said it before. I said it better than you, though. I mean, wait.
I can't say it. We'll say I just suck at English.
I mean,
Drew over here is amazing at English.
yeah, I'm a try hard. Amia Lavia. Yeah. Wait. Amia Lavia.
You
I
see, you
can't
can't
say it
do it now.
anymore. I can't say it anymore. I can't speak now.
All right, well,
Thanks, Ethan.
Georgia has a really easy game next week against UMass.
Yep, and then I believe they have Georgia Tech, which isn't going to be a walk show like it usually is, but
No. And Tennessee has UTEP and Vandy. Let's
yeah,
be real, UTEP isn't going to cause any problems. Sorry, UTEP fans, if you are out there.
we love y'all.
And they have Vandy, which Vandy can always cause some issues. They have this
Mhm.
year.
Mhm.
But, 2 playoff teams.
Mhm.
And we'll see
Yeah.
what they do.
Yeah. Right.
In terms of SEC championship, we really don't know who's going to be in it yet.
Mhm. Well, and um, yeah, for the SEC championship, I really don't know who's because um, let me check the standings right now. SEC standings. Um, let's see. So here are the standings right now. So oh come on, where's the?
All right, I got him for you. Texas is leading
Mm-hmm.
the standings right now at a 5-1 record in conference. Texas A&M is tied for first with Texas, I'm guessing. Then
Yeah.
it follows Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama, Ole Miss,
Mm-hmm.
South Carolina.
Dude, they're one of those teams. I would not want to play South Carolina right now. They
They
are.
are on a heater right now. They've won 4
Yeah.
straight.
Yeah. Lenore Stellars.
Missouri, LSU, Vandy, and all the other teams that are out of it at this point.
Yeah. Dude, okay, going back to LSU for a second. What just shocks me is this was a team who they were 6-1 to start the year. They lost to USC, they won 6 straight. They were in contention for Atlanta, and then they've basically got they got blown out. They got their butts kicked by Alabama, and then they just threw it away against Florida. It's crazy. But
And that makes you question the coaching.
yeah.
Brian Kelly was unable to right this ship.
Yeah. Well, so going back to the SEC championship standings, so um, I think so. I think it's going to come down to that Texas and Texas A&M game.
Yeah, I think that's going to be an elimination game.
Yeah. What I think could happen certainly because I think Georgia just played their last SEC game of the year, so because I know A&M plays at Auburn, and then Texas plays against Kentucky. So those two teams, They still got to handle those teams before they focus on
Georgia's
November 30th.
situation is locked right now. Wherever
Right,
they finish is wherever they finish. They're not going to move.
right. So I think what's going to happen is that Texas and Texas A&M game could be the deciding factor of who gets in. I think Georgia right now. What's going to happen is I think A&M and Texas both win this week. Let's just. I think they just. I'm going to say it here. I think they win.
Yep.
Um, and then I think the deciding factor will be November 30th at Kyle Field.
And I think, if A&M wins their game, Georgia gets in.
Mm-hmm. I do too. I think.
It'll be a showdown versus A&M and Georgia for the SEC championship. But if
We'll
Texas
see.
wins, it's going to be Texas in the SEC championship
Yeah.
versus Georgia. Or
Dude, did you know A&M has not been in this position since 1998? That's how long it's been.
golly,
But
you have dealt with a lot as an Aggie fan. I really want to express my condolences. You
well,
have dealt with a lot.
well, I
I've
mean,
gotten a Big 12 championship in recent memory. I mean,
yeah,
Baylor football's been really good recently. At least, in recent history, we have been decent.
yeah. Well, a lot of people would have thought Jimbo Fisher would have gotten A&M over that hurdle 2, 3 years ago, and um, Mike Elko's doing something.
Yeah, Mike
But
Elko.
but listen,
Props to that dude.
Te- Texas
He
is
knows how to
still
coach.
yeah. Well, Texas is still a really good team. Both teams need a win this week. They just got to focus on this week and then focus on that. But I want to talk about the playoff bracket because I don't know if some of our viewers know. So the rankings, so the college football rankings, so the AP poll rankings and the college football rankings, the playoff rankings, the seedings. I believe they're different. I
Yeah,
believe the
they're
ranking.
definitely different this year. This week.
So what I mean by that is, I believe the playoff seed, so the rankings are different than the playoff seeds.
Yes.
So let's say if Boise State was like number 12 or something. Just for example, if they were number 12 in the rankings, they probably wouldn't get in because they're not the same. Because I think how it works is the conference champions take the top four seeds, and then from then, it's I think it's the teams with the best ratings. I believe.
So I mean, so far, here's the current bracket. This is the bracket projection at week 13. Your 12 versus 5 is going to be Ohio State and BYU.
Hmm.
But I think that is definitely going to change because Indiana and Ohio State play each other.
Right, and we'll get to that on Thursday. Yeah,
Yeah,
or
that's a very
Friday.
important game. We'll get to that at Thursday, Friday. Y'all have it. Next matchup: Alabama versus Notre Dame. Alabama as the 9th seed and Notre Dame as the 8th seed.
Hmm.
And then
That'd be an interesting game.
Georgia as 11
Hmm.
and Penn State at 6, which you and I both think Penn State should be lower.
Yeah.
Because, let's be honest, the only team, they haven't really beaten any team with credibility.
Yeah. Well,
Not,
and they lost to Ohio State at home.
like, oh my goodness, he lost to Ohio State. And then for the last first round matchups, you have Ole Miss and Indiana.
Ooh, that'd be a good one.
And
That'd
then
be
for
yeah.
the first round buys, Boise State, Oregon, Miami, and Texas.
Hmm.
So I'm guessing they're projecting A&M to be out
For now.
for now.
For now.
But I think they're disrespecting your Aggies a little bit.
Well, I think if if we get to the conference, if we win these next 2 games and get to the conference championship, whether we were to win or lose the SEC championship, I think they would still have to put us in.
Yeah, you beat
Just
one of the best teams in the country,
yeah,
Texas.
but
Um,
that's just if we win these next 2 games. If we
and believe it or not, I'm actually gonna root for y'all the rest of the season because I hate Texas more than I hate Texas A&M.
oh my goodness. And I've been rooting for Baylor all year, and look what's happened. I said what would happen if Baylor won the rest of their games, and guess what? They're bowl eligible,
I know they're gonna. I mean, they have a very solid chance of
going nine
winning
and
out.
four. Who would have thought that?
We have one of the best offenses in the country right now.
Yeah.
Um, with
Yep.
our freshman running back Bryson Washington leading the strike. He's the fastest player in college football last week on a 51-yard touchdown run,
Wow. Huh.
and he's had 4 touchdowns and he's had 8 touchdowns in the past 2 weeks.
Dang. That sounds like Ashton Genty stats.
Well, they're just touchdowns. They're not like yards. Ashton Genty's
Well,
putting up yards.
yeah.
So good to see it. Hopefully we can get to a bowl game I can go to.
Get free get free tickets. Get free tickets to like the Liberty Bowl
I know. Come on, Dad, pay for the tickets, please.
or the Pop Tart. That'd be hilarious if y'all got into the Pop Tart Bowl.
Oh my goodness.
Did you see that last year where the Pop Tart raised out of the toaster or whatever?
Yes. I think the Pop Tart is like the ascot is actually edible.
Really?
Yes.
That's crazy. Well, and I think it was Kansas State. Kansas State played somebody and they won. And literally, the Pop Tart went into like this huge. It was like a huge like fake toaster or whatever. He went inside, and then this huge like Pop Tart just came out, and they just started eating it. It was
I love Pop Tarts.
yeah. I mean, you got so many bowl games now. You got the Pop Tart Bowl. You got the Cheez-It Bowl.
Heck,
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg's got a bowl game.
Really?
Snoop Dogg Gin and Juice Bowl.
Oh yeah.
You
You
know,
got that. You have what else? You had the Duke's Mayo Bowl.
that's always a fun one.
Yeah. Although I would never want to get dunked with mayo. That's just gross.
Yeah, I mean, bowl game coverage is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
If that's something y'all want to see, and we're gonna have plenty of games to cover.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I think that pretty much wraps it all up.
Yeah.
We had to throw in some funny jokes, funny puns in there to make it kind of interesting.
I know. Then you get to see me breaking down right in front of the camera.
Yeah, and you got to see Ethan that hasn't gone through puberty yet. The crap. What were we-
You can't even do it anymore.
I can't. Well, I can't. Because, what were you talking
And
about?
Drew can't pronounce Nico's last name now.
Imaliava.
Oh,
Boom.
you got it.
Boom. See, proved you wrong. Hey, that deserves a clap.
Yay!
Nico Imaliava. Boom.
Imal Viava.
Nico Imaliava.
Imal Viava. Got it.
No, not even close. Nico Imaliava.
Yep.
Anywho.
His parents probably don't want me to say his name wrong. I might bring disgrace to the family name.
Hey, remember that? Remember that picture? You gotta get up. You gotta get it like another funny college football picture of. Remember when you put Ashton Genty up on her screen? He's
I
like,
don't know if I could find anyone.
well, you were like, he just stands there. I'm gonna stare into your soul, take your dignity.
That's probably one of the best moments of this season.
Bro, you gotta find like not another Ashton Genty, but like some other like picture. I know we're going off script, guys, but we're just having fun.
We haven't been here in a week.
We're
I haven't recorded an episode in a week, so everything is like I mean, Travis Hunter did some weird dances when he scores a touchdown.
Well, he's always hitting the Heisman pose every week I see him.
The Heisman pose, yeah. The
Every
Heisman,
week. It's every week.
this Heisman race is feeding families right now.
Yeah. No, it's every time I see him make a play, it's always a Heisman pose every single week. Oh
Yeah,
no.
Travis Hunter looks like he's recording a TikTok out there rather than playing football.
Hmm?
Yeah. No,
So what
the
pictures have
Heisman race is actually interesting right now.
you haven't
So,
found any pictures?
it's a two-horse race now. It's either Ashton Genty or Travis Hunter.
I think it's gonna be Travis Hunter.
You know, Travis Hunter's kind of begging for it at this point.
Yeah. I just
Being a
since
big
he
baby about it.
since he plays both ways, I could totally just see the committee just saying, okay.
But I saw something, and Ashton Genty, if he plays 14 games, he is going to break Barry Sanders' all-time single-season rushing yard record.
Really?
Yeah, he is projected. That is just a projection.
Wow.
But right now, he is projected to break the single-season record,
Wow.
which is a record that's been held for 36 years.
Golly. That's crazy.
And he's not going to get the Heisman, which is an absolute robbery.
Yeah.
And Cam Ward, just like, like poor guy's having a great season, but like we're having two historic players.
Yeah.
Any other year, Cam Ward would win Heisman,
Yeah.
but we're having two historic players. We're having a two-way player, and then we're having someone chasing history.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who do you? I mean, you can't choose, can you?
Mm-mm.
If
No.
I was a Heisman voter, my vote would be Genty, but
Well, I think this is definitely the tightest Heisman race there's been in quite some time.
I mean, last year is already over.
Yeah.
With Jaden Daniels, he was setting records every single week.
Yeah. Yep.
But I think this is going to be a very tight race down to the finish for the Heisman.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
whoever says, whatever Oregon fan out there says Dylan Gabriel deserves to be there, he does not. He's literally thrown 22 touchdowns. Like, the Baylor quarterback almost has 22 touchdowns.
Well, he's still a good quarterback, but I don't
He's
think.
still a good quarterback, don't get me wrong, but, like, he's not putting up Heisman numbers.
Yeah. I mean. Yeah.
He would have been a finalist any other year, but this is a very historic year for Heisman.
Right. Well, I think that's pretty much it for tonight.
That is pretty much it.
All right. Well, I guess we'll see everybody on Thursday or Friday, depending on our schedule. So, yeah,
Yep.
we'll definitely have some stuff uploaded.
Yeah, no, and y'all deserve some content. We've been out.
Yeah, we've been out for a little bit.
All right.
All right.
I'll see y'all
Sayonara,
later.
guys.
Love y'all.
Okay. All right.
That was good. I mean, that was like one of the most rawest episodes we had.
But it was good though. I thought.
No, like it was raw. It was